Holy crap, guys. The stock market got destroyed today. We had the Russell, the Dow, and the S&P down 2% roughly, and we had the NASDAQ down 1.6% thanks to Apple holding it up, going up 3%. Apple went up 3% today, guys, which is nuts. So we have to break down everything from Powell to the new variant, stocks I'm looking at, my thoughts on the markets, all that good stuff. So sit back, relax, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon, link down below, and get yourself $50 from M1 Finance. Guess where that is? Also linked down below. And with that being said, let's talk. So the new variant, we know all about this at this point. We have a South African doctor who originally, I believe, raised the alarm over this new strain. He's coming out saying, he's been saying this, it's extremely mild, right? And now we have Moderna's CEO, which we talked about in my morning video today, which I ended up uploading to YouTube. Those videos I typically only do for my Patreon members, but today I felt like being nice, uploaded it to YouTube. We talked about it there that the Moderna CEO said he expects existing vaccines to be less effective, and he's also the one that is selling the vaccine. So maybe there's a little bit of an incentive there in him saying that. Who the heck knows? I'm just speculating, right? Devil's advocate. The CEO said there could be a material drop in the current vaccines' effectiveness against this new variant, and he told that to CNBC on Monday. And who knows? I mean, it's too early, I think, from what I've been seeing. We have to let it run its course for a couple of weeks. I mean, we're seeing the South African doctor saying it's extremely mild. So hopefully he's right from what he's seen in the beginning. And hopefully nothing crazy happens over these next couple of weeks. We'll see how it ends up going down. And I'm sure Moderna is looking at that as well. Obviously, Pfizer, all these, vaccine companies, whatever. Powell, Federal Jerome Powell, he came out and said he expects policymakers in December to discuss accelerating the timetable for the tapering of monthly bond purchases. And speaking before a Senate panel, he said tapering could wrap up a few months sooner. So would you look at hawkish Jerome Powell coming out today, guys? But I don't know. This might be a bluff. I don't know if I believe him. I'll be honest. But as of now, he's saying tapering could wrap up a few months sooner. That's pretty huge news. I mean, it might pan out, might not. If you trust the Fed, I don't know if you're smart. I'm just sorry. So, I mean, who the heck knows what's going to happen, right? Powell also said it's probably a good time to retire the word transitory. Transitory, finally. It's about time, guys. We've been on the channel saying for months that this inflation was not transitory. They started saying it that way to sugarcoat it. And look, now it's running away from them. Inflation's hottest it's been in 30 years. So they're backtracking, right? That's pretty much what they're doing. So this caused the markets to collapse today. Again, we went down about 2% across the board, and Apple ended up going up. Tesla went up, which we'll talk about that in a second. And by the way, those were the only two stocks that were green on my watch list. So we got this news. We ended up taking out the lows from 2 trading days ago on SPY, which were at about 457 roughly, and we got all the way down to 455.30 today. So we took those lows out. I believe those were from Friday, and we did end up seeing a bit of a relief rally heading into close, and now after hours we're up about $2.50, almost $3 per share on SPY. But overall, as of now, it seems like yesterday's rally ended up being a bull trap, right? We rallied up, got hit by that 180 SMA on this 20-day chart. Today we collapsed. We broke under the 50 SMA. And again, we took the highs out, or rather the lows out, from 2 trading days ago. And it's the same thing on Triple Q here, right, guys? Triple Q ran up yesterday, and then we ended up getting trapped. Well, I didn't. I didn't buy anything yesterday because I had a feeling it was a bull trap. But we ran up, got rejected. Now we're dumping back. We didn't take the lows out on this 20-day chart like we did with SPY, but we're pretty much really close to being there. I mean, we closed at 393. The lows from Friday were at 390. So if these ETFs take the lows out, QQQ could probably go to about 380. I've been saying this before, 382. That was the high from early September. And SPY could end up going to about 450 to 452, which also, like QQQ, those were the highs for SPY back in early September. So what do you guys think? I mean, now that we're seeing pressure under the Friday lows on SPY, I think we could go a bit lower. I mean, 452, very possible. If QQQ does take the 390 low out, or 490 or 390, I'm mixing up my numbers here, guys. If it does take the low out, it's probably going lower. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Make sure to hit the like button as always. If you guys are finding value in this video, it really, really helps me out, and I do appreciate each and every one of you guys out there taking your time, watching the content. I really appreciate you. So let's now talk about some stocks. Most of the stocks, I think actually all of them but one, we're going to talk about today. They went down. So number one, CRM. CRM closed down about 4%. It closed at $284, went down $12, and now after hours, it is down another $16. So $12 at close. Now it's down $16. Let me get a sip of water, guys. Hold up. Now it's down $16 because they just reported earnings, and we got to talk about it. EPS came in at $1.27 versus 92 cents estimated, so they crushed EPS. Revenue for the quarter came in at $6.86 billion versus $6.8. Hold up. Let me see if I got that right, because from what I remember, they missed revenue. No, they didn't. They beat. Never mind. I thought I had a typo there. Yeah, never mind. They beat revenue. They double beat. Pretty solid, right? And they raised their full year 22 revenue guidance to 26.39 to 26.4 billion versus 26.33 bill estimated, and they reaffirmed the full year 23 sales guidance of 31.7 to 31.8 bill versus 31.8 bill. So I don't know why the stock's collapsing. Maybe guidance wasn't as impressive as expected. I mean, they double beat. Q4 guidance is solid for the next quarter, from what I'm seeing. So I'm not sure why the stock is collapsing, to be completely honest. And what we're seeing here, guys, if I pull up this chart, we're noticing we're actually getting very oversold. And if I draw a new channel, let's see if we're still in that channel. Not really. I mean, we're under both moving averages, which is a bit worrisome. But if I draw this new channel, I guess we kind of are trading within it. Now we're towards the bottom. We're already seeing a green candle forming on CRM on the 4-hour chart at about 268. So I'm not writing it off completely just because it's tanking. I'm just waiting to see, let the dust settle. If we find support around 260, 270, we give it a couple of days. Maybe this could be a nice reversal play. But as of now, just realize this, guys. If you buy CRM, you are buying a falling knife. Keep that in mind, which is why if I see a stock crash after earnings, I rarely buy it. Sometimes if I'm feeling crazy, I'll buy it. But most of the time, I give it a couple of days to have it cool off a bit. And that really requires patience because, trust me, I've been there where I've seen things like this just collapse, and I try to catch the falling knife, and it goes lower a lot of the time. Most of the time, actually. So, yeah, keep your eyes on CRM. Box is another one. BOX, they just reported earnings as well. They did EPS of 22 cents versus 21 estimated, so they beat EPS. Revenue also beat, $224 million versus $218.49 million estimated, so double beat for Box. And they see Q4 rev of $227 to $229 million versus $222.93 million estimated, so that's above the estimates for Q4 guidance. Pretty good. And they see full year 22 EPS of 83 to 84 cents versus 81 cents estimated, and full year 22 revenue of 868 to 870 million versus 858 million. And they're also increasing their buyback, and they're uptrending on 4-hour chart, the 4-hour chart, and on the yearly chart. So they did pretty well in terms of earnings. The stock is up a good chunk after hours. We closed at 23.50, roughly, and now we're at 25.40. So we're up a good 7.5%, 8%. And yeah, this trend looks like it's continuing, guys. You can see here we're gapping up. We're probably going to run 27, 28, maybe $30 on this stock, especially if it breaks the channel. So I really like Box. It's setting up nicely. The charts are great, solid earnings, good guidance. This could continue moving. So let's talk about one of the two green stocks that I had in my watch list today. It's Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA. Tesla went up 0.7%. $7.77. Triple sevens there. 777. That might be a sign of good luck. Hey, maybe that means we're going to have a green day tomorrow. I really hope so. I mean, that would be nice. But look, on the 4-hour, Tesla's in a wedge, right? We hit 1250. You guys remember that? I tapered. Oh, I'm saying taper like I'm Jerome Powell now, guys. I trimmed. Trim's a better word. Trim's a better word. I trimmed a little bit of Tesla at 1230. Watched it come down to about 995, whatever. Didn't buy back, obviously, or more rather. I didn't buy more. And we ran up from there, but we're still making lower highs. And again, higher lows. We're in a wedge. So at this point in time, we're trading above both moving averages. We had a green day somehow today, and the stock's up even more after hours. If we break this wedge, I'm going to set my alert at 1165. I think that's a good spot for it. If we take this point out, we break out of the highs from last week, 1180. If we somehow crack 1200, this will probably see a leg up. Or a straight-up breakout, probably towards the all-time highs. And you guys know, Tesla is a crazy stock. It does the unthinkable. You would think it's not going to do that, but trust me, I'm not saying it will, but there's a decent likelihood it will. And there's always a chance it crashes, of course, like anything, but that's seriously, it's an option I'm looking at. And the next one here is starting to finally get back to my buy zone, which is VEGR, VYGVF. And this is one that I originally bought at 1470, sold it at about 17, and now it's collapsing. I mean, it's really collapsing. And it's gone from 21 now to 14 again. It's under where I originally bought it. It's down 31.5% in the past couple of weeks. And it's holding on to the 180 SMA by a thread. And this is kind of like a falling knife play as well. Kind of like what I was saying with CRM. It applies to this. I am not going to try and buy it here because we took the lows out from last week and yesterday. And again, we're hanging on by a thread. So I'm actually hoping this goes down even more. I might screw myself over. This might rip to 20 from here. I could be wrong. But if this collapses at 14, starts coming 12, 11, that is where I seriously want to buy a lot more. Because if we're looking at the chart, this stock was $30 just about 7-8 months ago, right? If we go down to 11.10, we get closer to that point, we might be able to 3x it if this thing rebounds. We see a crazy move, and that could happen in the short term. I mean, guys, I'm not talking in 3 to 5 years we 3x it. This could happen short term. This stock could get very hot. And who knows, if VEGR becomes the next big thing, you know, up there with Coinbase, this could even go to a 30 billion market cap. Right now it's like a 2. So it could 15x if we're talking the best case scenario probably over the next couple of years. That's probably a bullish stance, you know, a bullish price. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that. You know, it's not that I've done this crazy research on VEGR, but I've heard a lot of people that I trust their opinion, you know, I've heard them say there's that kind of potential for the stock. So I'm kind of just saying it here on the channel, right? And look, we're going to be watching it. I'm going to set my alert at 14. Mark is at or below. If it gets under there, we're going to be watching it closely. GD or JD rather is another one I'm looking at. JD just hit $92 recently. Now it's back down to about 84. We're holding the uptrend, holding the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart as well, and we're down about 10%. So we're almost in correction territory on JD. So if we end up bouncing on this, guys, very simple. It's bottom of the channel. We're uptrending. This could be a simple continuation play. If we catch it at 82, 85, we run up 90, 95, that would be a great move for JD. So watch it. GDX is another one I'm looking at, which is also riding the trend here. We've seen a nice comeback, or pullback rather, the past couple of days from $35 to now under 32. So it's down 10%. Also in correction territory like JD. GDX, look, holding the uptrend. I think we could potentially rip from here. And trust me, I'm not going to be talking about it if it breaks the lows from early November. But as long as we hold those lows from early November, we hold the higher low, we recover over probably that 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart at about 32, 32.50. As long as we do those things, GDX could end up being a play back to the mid-30s, high 30s. I'm confident, especially as gold's been holding up nicely here. I'm not saying gold's been having crazy runs or gains or anything like that, but it was green earlier in the day. You know, the markets did terribly, so this held up in the volatility we saw today. Silver actually had a green day, barely, but it did go up nonetheless. So keep your eyes on GDX. And the last one for today is J&J. This went down 2.4%. And it looks very ugly here on the 4-hour chart. I'll be the first to tell you. We have a little bit of head and shoulder action going on right here. We're down from 180 now to 155, down about 12 to 13%, which for a blue chip like J&J, guys, that is, I don't want to say it's a crazy dump. It's the end of the world, but it's a decent chunk loss. 13% out of 100%, that's a decent chunk. Considering J&J is a blue chip, less volatile, this has been underperforming the markets the past 3-4 months. So, look, the chart looks like crap. We just hit a low. We took the lows out from the middle of October, actually, which is bearish. But if we pull back to the 3-year chart, we're noticing that rally to 180 was just a bit too overblown. It probably got into the vaccine hype. A lot of those healthcare stocks went up a lot. J&J, Pfizer, Moderna, all the other ones we're not going to get into, but a lot of those ran up, and it's only a matter of time. Some of them cool off, sure. Some of them continue to run up, but it seems like J&J has been cooling off, which is a good thing, right? We don't want it to go straight up to the moon, especially a company like J&J, which it's not the biggest growth company, so if it goes way high, it becomes way too overvalued. It's just going to be a horrible deal in the stock market. But now that we're down about 15%, a little bit under. You know, we're towards the bottom of the channel. This could end up being a decent pickup for a multi-month swing. So I'm watching J&J, GDX, JD, Voyager, Tesla, Box, and CRM. And those are some, comments we saw in the markets today. And it's funny, the Omicron variant. Guys, I feel like they could have picked any other name other than that. I mean, maybe some of the other names they can't use. I don't know. I don't really know all of it, but I'm Greek, guys. The way you say it is Omicron, right? That's like one of the hardest letters in the alphabet. Why couldn't they have picked like Sigma or something like that? I don't even know how it works, but hey, they picked one of the weirdest letters, and I just think it's kind of funny. Hopefully it doesn't spread and go crazy. We'll see again. Time will tell. And of course, as always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Check out my Patreon if you guys want to sign up. Do it tomorrow, December 1st, the beginning of the month, and see if you like it. You get all my moves, all that good stuff, call-outs, morning videos. If you're interested, it's linked down below, or you can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. Make sure to get your $50 and your 2 stocks. $50 from Webull, or from M1 Finance, rather. 2 stocks from Webull, link down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video, which I made one earlier, going over 3 oversold stocks. Go check it out. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace out.